2004 Alfa Romeo 147 GTA. So this is, if you don't know, which I'm sure you do, is the clover leaf example, if you like, of the Alfa 147 hatch. So they were all 3-door with these huge wide arches, upgraded brakes, upgraded suspension, upgraded wheels, body kit, and more importantly, the 3.2 litre 250 brake Busso engine, which, if you ask me, is one of the coolest engines made in the last 30 years. As you can see, this one's finished in lovely bright red. Again, if you're going to have an animal of a hot hatch, especially an Italian one, it's got to be red, hasn't it? So like I say, 147 GTA. It does come on this plate, J33 GTA. If you check the description, we'll detail everything in the way of sort of service history, anything that's been done to the car that we know of, where it's been, all that sort of stuff. Of course, we are open for viewings every day, so you're welcome to come and view the car. If you can't come and get to it, let us know. We can do video calls or send you any more photos or videos, whatever you might need. But we're going to start by having a look at the bodywork. If we look down this driver's side, you can see, apart from the huge bulging arches, the panels are all lovely and straight, lovely and shiny. It's not full of filler or anything like that. If you look at the panel gaps going down on this side, they're lovely and even all the way down, which is always good to see. This front driver's wing, and one of the things that is worth pointing out actually, as you go from panel to panel, it's all one colour red. There's no nasty off shades or anything like that, which is always a good sign. Don't want a patchwork quilt of a car, especially on something like this that's becoming quite collectible now. I mean, there isn't many of them around. Again, we'll probably find those numbers out and put them in the description for you. So, driver's wing, lovely and clean all the way across. The arch itself is lovely and sharp all the way around. No sign of any corrosion. Inside the arch is lovely and tidy. You've got this Alfa teledial alloy wheel. So these are the standard wheels that came on the car. I have seen quite a few where they've changed to other wheels, but for me, they're so good looking. Why would you change them? Really, really good. No sign of any curbing or anything on those. You've got your Brembo calipers there, again, lovely and clean, lovely and bright. And you've got a good quality tyre on there as well with loads of tread. Coming down this driver's side, you can see the body kit and sill covers, everything meet up lovely. All the jacking point covers are there. Underneath it, again, nice and tidy. It's not been jacked up wrong or anything like that. Driver's doors, no sign of any marks or anything on there at all. We've got a little bit of peeling on the handle here, where that one's cleaned off and re-stained. Quite often you might get a bit of corrosion along this seam here, but again, there's nothing showing there at all. That's all nice and tidy. Nice clean rear arch, nice and solid and sharp all the way around. No sign of any corrosion coming through. Another lovely clean alloy wheel. These are 17-inch, nice and clean, nice and tidy. There's no sign of any curbing anywhere on that. And again, another nice clean Brembo caliper. And a good tyre with loads of tread in. And again, in here you quite often find a little bit of stuff bubbling through, but that's lovely and tidy, as you can see. There's no marks of anything on this rear quarter panel. That's nice and tidy. Lovely and clean coming up onto the roof on this pillar. Dark tint on the rear, and a slight tint on the front, as you can see. That looks to be factory to fair. We've got Alfa stamps and everything on it, so that's all correct. Around the wing mirror, that's lovely and tidy. All the plastics are nice and dark. They're not dried out or brittle, and they're not caked in back to black, which is always nice. A-pillar, nice and tidy. You've got one very small, in fact that's actually, it's a bit of dirt, ignore that. Coming along the roof again, lovely flat panel, no ripples or dents. It's not been out in the hail or anything like that. Along this top of the screen is all lovely and clean along there. There's no stone chips or anything to note. Coming round on this rear quarter, around the filler cap, that's all nice and tidy, nice and clean in there. Coming round on this rear bumper, there's no sign of any scuffs on either corner of the bumper. It's really nice. And again, like I say, quite often with bad paint jobs or anything like that, you'd have some colour discrepancy between those two, but that's all good. Obviously 3 panels meeting here and they're all the same colour, which is nice. It's obviously got the 4 exit exhausts. It's got a Ragazzoni or Ragazzon. I definitely will be pronouncing that wrong. Exhaust system, again, we'll check that out. We'll put it in the description exactly what it is. But we will start it for you in a minute because the thing sounds spectacular. This lower half of the bumper's all nice and tidy. No sign of any wear, it's not caught on anything. You have a good look at the exhaust from there, you can see it's a nice bit of kit. Got a very faint little scratch just there if we're being really picky, where something's caught going into the boot. All the tail lights and everything are nice and bright, no sign of any moisture or anything in those. Around the screen's good all the way around. And obviously you've got the spoiler, you've got a little scratch in the paint just there as well. Again, if we're being really, really picky. Now looking down that passenger side, you can see the body line lovely and sharp all the way down. It's not ripply, there's no sign of any dents or anything in that. And again, this rear bumper meets up lovely with the quarter panel. Lovely and clean and sharp all the way around that rear arch. There's no sign of any corrosion or anything at all. Another really good wheel. I think someone's either taken amazing care or these have to have been refurbed because they're really, really good. Another good quality tyre with loads of tread. No marks or anything to note on this quarter. Can have another look at the roof from there as well. Lovely and clean. All the glass is tidy again, Alfa stamped all the way around. And then again, this area here, a lot of the Alphas of this time would have a sort of bubble popping up through here, but that's all good. This bump, the side skirt, same as the other side. Fits lovely, all the jacking points are there. Seal on the bottom, lovely and clean. Got a very small scratch just in the bottom of the door there. And another one just here where it's been opened on something. All this rubber trim on both sides, lovely and clean. No marks on the wing mirror. And on the front wing, lovely and tidy all the way around, nice and sharp. Another good wheel and tyre, no curb marks on those either. This pillar, nice and tidy. We do have a little bit of a reaction or something in the paint there. Just see that on the camera there. It's about 3-4 inches long maybe. You can just see that, but it's worth pointing it out. Around the rest of the screen, nice and tidy. Round on the front. If we're being really picky, the headlights could do with a polish. Lower half of the grille and everything, that's all lovely and clean. We do have a little chip just in this sort of side, driver's side corner of the bumper, and there's a small one just on the bottom there, but it is very low, so it's not surprising that's happened. A couple of little stone chips as you'd expect, but very few. Rest of the bonnet, lovely and straight. Overall, very clean, very tidy, obviously been well cared for. We'll move on to the interior. So we've got this lovely bright red exterior with a black interior. As far as cars of the time, the Alfa interiors were so much nicer at this time than anything you were getting from the German equivalent. Lovely, nice leather seats, huge bolsters, really, really comfy these seats as well. Lovely and clean and tidy. You've got a little bit of wear just in the bottom here, but it's not ripped through or anything like that. All nice and tidy. The bolsters are all nice and firm. They haven't collapsed or anything like that. They are heated as well, both front seats. Airbags on the side and all that sort of stuff. Backs of the seats are lovely and clean as well. It is quite dark in here, but I would say, yeah, I don't think those rear benches have been used at all. They're really, really good. No sign of any wear at all on them. Really, really nice and tidy. The black headlining is lovely and clean. It's not hanging down anywhere. There's no sign of any moisture or funny smells in here. Tiny little bit of wear at the 3 o'clock position on the driver's on the side of the steering wheel and a little bit at the top, but you can get those wheel restoring kits that actually do a really good job nowadays. Something to do on a Sunday afternoon. Obviously manual car, does have a, what we're looking at, an Alpine head unit in there, aircon, all the usual stuff you'd expect. And this one's done, just double check the mileage on it for you. Sorry, excuse the dodgy camera weight. 92,284 miles. Electric windows. It does have the Bose speaker upgrade as well. Obviously there's no boot buttons on these Alphas. It's on the key, or there's a button inside the car. Lovely and tidy in here. You've got this rear strut brace. And that's all your Bose unit in there. Underneath here is lovely and clean. No sign of any moisture or anything in there. Just a few spare parts and things in there should you need them. And then round it in the passenger side, same story again. Door card, lovely and clean. All the door shuts. All nice and tidy. Passenger seat, lovely and clean and tidy. No sign of any real wear. Same goes with the passenger side of the dash. we'll go around and we'll have a look under the engine bay. So you'll have to excuse some dodgy camera work while we get this bonnet up. So under here we've had a few bits and bobs upgraded, as you can see. So it has carbon fibre velocity stacks into this carbon fibre inlet, and then a carbon fibre intake. Again, we'll detail in the description what we know has been done to it, but I have driven this thing down the road. It drives beautifully. It's way quicker than you'd think. It's nowhere near as much of a handful as some of the reviews when they first came out make you think. Don't know if that's because there's more modern tyres now, or we're not just messing about for TV, I don't know. But it actually handles pretty well. I mean, you can feel that it's got a lot of power. It sounds spectacular. Gearbox is lovely in it. But as you can see, there's no sign of any corrosion in here around the strut tops or the inner wings. It's not dropping any fluid on the floor. We'll get it started up. Lovely and smooth in there. Really nice burble coming out the back. No sign of any moisture or fluid or anything flying out the back. Give it a little rev. It is quite cold, so we're not going to gun it. So again, I'm going to argue and say, have you heard a better hot hatch than that? Because I don't know what there is. Feel free to comment if you know, but I can't think of one. So there you have it. 2004 Alfa 147 GTA. Like I said earlier on, if you've got any questions, please get in touch. Check the description. We'll detail everything we know about the car. Again, you can come and have a look at it yourself, or we can do a video call, whatever you might need. Again, these things are going up quite quickly in value at the minute, as with anything late 90s, early 2000s, and a bit interesting. Like I say, any questions, just let us know. Thank you.